Friends, next is land resources. As we all know that land is a natural resource of utmost importance. It supports natural vegetation, wildlife, human life, economic activities and transport and communication systems. India has land under a variety of relief features, namely, as we all know, in India there are mountains, plateaus, plains and islands. About 43% of the land area is plain, which provides facilities for agriculture and industry. Mountains accounts for 30% of the total surface area of the country and ensure perennial flow of some rivers, provide facilities for tourism and ecological aspects also. About 27% of the area of the country is the plateau region. It possesses rich reserves of minerals, fossil fuels and forests. So students, next is land use pattern. Students, as we know, we use land for following purpose, right? So it's journal utilization that we will study now. It's journal utilization. Okay. So first is forest. So please listen carefully because I'm not explaining. There is no special slide where I have written all this. That's why you have to pay attention, right? Listen, first is forest. What is forest? A large area covered with trees. It may be natural or planted. Forests cover about 31% of total land area of the world and 21.67% India's total geographical area is forest cover, right? So second point is land not available for cultivation. Under it there comes two points. First is barren and wasteland. Second is land put to non-agricultural uses. For example, building road, factories, etc. So please listen carefully. First one, barren and wasteland. But a barren and wasteland means uncultivable land. You can say a deserted wasteland where you cannot grow your production, right? So second point is land put to non-agricultural use. As we know, land is not only utilized for agricultural purposes but also for non-agricultural purposes like building roads, factories, etc. Okay. Now the next point is other uncultivated land excluding fallow land. So students, here comes to many points. First is permanent pastures and grazing land. So friends, listen carefully. Land full of grasses and used for grazing, right? This type of land is grazed by domesticated livestock such as horses, cattle, sheep, etc. Then, so second is land under miscellaneous tree crops and groves. Students, land under this category include all cultivable land which is not included under net zone area. Beta, I'll explain the term net zone area in the last point. Land where bamboo bushes, thatching grass, groves for fuel grows, that type of land comes under this category. Third point is culturable wasteland. See this culturable wasteland left uncultivated for more than 5 agricultural years. It is the land available for cultivation but not used for cultivation for one reason or other reason. This land was used in the past but it is not used at present due to some problems such as lack of water, soil erosion, unfavorable topography or human neglect. So fourth point is fallow lands. But it includes all that land which was used for cultivation but is temporarily out of cultivation. Fallow land is of two types, current fallow and fallow other than current fallow. Fallow of 1 year is called current fallow, while fallow of 2 to 5 years is classified as fallow other than current fallow. Fallow land is left uncultivated from 1 to 5 years to help soil restore its fertility in a natural way. Fifth point is net zone area. Net zone area is the total area sown with crops and orchards. Orchards means area on which fruit trees are grown. It represents an area in which total crops are grown once in a year, यानी कि साल में एक बार. And gross cropped area is the total area sown with crops once or more in a year. Now the next subtopic is land use pattern in India. Now we will study that what is the pattern of land use in India. So listen carefully students. The use of land is based on physical factors and human factors. Physical factors are topography, climate, soil type, and human factors are population density, technological capability, and cultural etc. I mean we will see a population and which type of technology do we have, so that to use the land becomes easy for us. Okay, so a totally geographical area of land of India is 3.82 million square kilometer. In India, land use data is available for only 93% of total area, because land use reporting of northeastern states except Assam, like you can take the example of Arunachal Pradesh, right, and some part of Jammu and Kashmir has not surveyed. You can take the example of Jammu and Kashmir, POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir has not surveyed. And 7% of land is disputed, or you can say that it is a debated area. Okay, so next is the land under permanent pasture has also decreased. But students, we are able to feed our huge cattle population on this land. And most of the fallow lands are either of poor quality, or the quality of or the cost of cultivation of such type of land, such type of fallow lands is very heavy. Hence, these are cultivated in once or twice in about 2 to 3 years. Next point, the pattern of net sown area, as I have already explained you, net sown area varies from one state to another. Okay, obviously students, because it's not uniform. Some of the states having farming on a large scale and some have farming on a small scale. You can see in the slide 80% of total area in Punjab and Haryana comes under net sown area, right, and 10% in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram and Andaman and Nicobar Island. Next, forest area in the country is far lower than the desired 33% of geographical area. It is as per National Forest Policy 1952. As we all know the importance of forest is important for maintenance of ecological balance also, right. Forest is important because livelihood of millions of people depend upon forest, right. So students, in this way we can understand that what is the pattern of land use in India. Soil considered most fertile soil. Alluvial soil is made of sand, silt and clay. The quantity of these may vary in the alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is considered the most fertile soil and is considered to be the best for growing crops and plants. Alluvial soil contains a lot of potash, lime and phosphoric acid. On the basis of age, alluvial soil is classified as Bangar or old alluvial soil and Khadar or new alluvial soil. So beta next is black soil. Beta black soil is also known as rigor soil, right, or you can say that rigor soils are called black cotton soils because they are black in color and are very good for cotton cultivation. It is made up of extremely fine clay materials. It has the capacity to hold moisture for a long time. These soils develop deep cracks in summer. This helps in the aeration of the soil. So beta, what is aeration? Beta, aeration a process that allows air to act on something, right, or you can say that aeration means exchange of gases between the soil and the atmosphere. Students, black soil is sticky. It is mainly found in the Deccan Trap region of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. It is formed because of weathering of volcanic rocks. It is very rich in potash, calcium carbonate, magnesium and lime. It is poor in phosphoric content. So students, next is red and yellow soil. The color of these soils is generally brown and yellow. A red color is due to the percentage of iron content in it. These soils are a type of soil which develops in a warm, temperate, moist climate under deciduous or mixed forests, and they have thin type organic and inorganic mineral layers overlying a yellowish brown leached layer resting on a red layer. These soils are poor growing soil, low in nutrients and humus and difficult to cultivate because of its lower water holding capacity. Next is laterite soil. Laterite has been derived from the Latin word later, which means brick. The laterite soil develops in areas with high temperature and heavy rainfall. This is the result of intense leaching due to heavy rain. Humus content of the soil is low because most of the microorganisms, particularly the decomposers like bacteria, get destroyed due to high temperature. Laterite soils are suitable for cultivation with adequate doses of manures and fertilizers. These soils are mainly found in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh and the hilly areas of Orissa and Assam. So students, next is arid soil. Beta, this arid soil is red and brown in color. It is sandy in texture. It is saline in nature and lacks humus and moisture. What is humus? I have told you. Arid soils contain a substantial amount of soluble salts. It is alkaline in nature because there is no rain to wash soluble salts. These soils are very infertile in nature. Arid soils are most characterized by their water deficiencies. It contains high level of gypsum, calcium, carbonates and sodium. So beta, next is forest soil. Forest soils are mainly found in the hilly and mountainous areas where sufficient rain forests are available. The soil texture varies according to the mountain environment where they are found. They are loamy and silty and valley sides. They are coarse grained in upper slopes. They are acidic with low humus content in the snow covered areas. They are very fine and fertile in lower parts of the valley and on river terraces. The subtopic of this chapter is soil erosion and soil conservation. Soil erosion is defined as the washing or blowing away of the top layer of the soil. This layer is most fertile because it contains the most organic nutrient rich materials. It causes gully erosion, rill erosion and sheet erosion also. So soil can be conserved through following methods. Afforestation, as students you know, afforestation I have already explained in the land conservation topic, right? Then is contour farming. Basically contour farming is what? It is farming with row patterns that run nearly level around the hill, not up and down, right? For example, this is mountain, right? And we can see the slope here. Students, whenever the rain comes in sloping area, it erode the soil, right? That we know, right? It erode the soil because there is no barrier to stop it. And then to stop the soil erosion and flow of water, contour farming started, right? This is contour farming. For example, this is a mountain and contour farming will start from here to here. Students, one thing that you please keep it in your mind, that starting and end point of the contour line are at same elevation, right? Starting and end point of the contours are at same elevation. Okay. So students, through contour farming we can stop soil erosion and we can conserve soil. So students, next is terrace farming. But if we talk about terrace farming, it is little same to the contour farming, but the difference is that it is not done on the same elevation. It is done by making terraces. See, I'll give you example, like this is mountain, right? And you can make terraces here like this, terraces. Okay, it is helpful because whenever water comes with soil from the top, this type of farming act as a barrier to stop the soil to erode and stop it to comes down. Right, students? Then students, if we talk about the strip cropping, we make strip of grasses like this, strip of grasses between different crops and different fields. Like whenever the rain comes, it will stop soil erosion because this part, this strips part, here grasses are here, this strips part helps the soil to erode away, right? I mean helps the soil to erode away. You can say that to stop soil erosion and conserve the soil.